spiritually inclined, or when we say we are dharmic, then we do a lot of charities. That's how we understand it. Charity means dan. We are giving something with our own will to someone who is needful.
In America, what's behind the money? Do you know? Fort Knox. Gold. They call it the gold standard. In fact, gold is getting much more valuable again because the marketplace is changing. But originally, American money wasn't a dollar, it was gold.
People don't even try to understand that nothing goes with us, not the money, not the house. What goes with us? That's my
What goes? Culture of Bharat and the culture of the rest of the world. The rest of the world is a one lifetime culture. You get one try, you go to heaven or hell, game over. But in the culture of Bharat, you can't die. You can only leave the body you're in and go make another one.
Jeffrey Ji, you just have said that in our culture, in Vedic culture, what we say is the soul takes birth and birth again. I mean, it is taking rebirths.
Not the soul.
It is
There's no soul.
Atma. Atma.
There you go.
Atma. So, it is the Atma's journey, right? So, where we feel that bondage, where we feel that attachment, is that the Atma that feels that attachment with other beings or with the other Atmas?
You know, that's a very important question, Bhavana, because inherent in that question is there something that our Atma desires that isn't inside of matter, but it's outside of matter? In other words, do we come from matter? And the answer in yoga is no. We're here visiting. We're an Atma from the realm of Brahman, visiting the realm of Prakriti. So Prakriti means matter. It's unconscious. This is my pen, but the pen doesn't pick me up and say, this is my guy. Because the pen's unconscious. But I, with my consciousness, my Atma, am picking it up. So what I do with that pen will create an effect. And you know what that's called? Karma.
Okay.
So there's a reaction I'll be getting from what I do with everything that I touch.
Okay.
And that was the Buddha.
Yeah. And when we say that we desire moksha, or any Atma, or any Atma desires moksha, what does that mean? And what is this concept of moksha, or we can say heavenly salvation? Or is this word also misunderstood?
Yes, because you can't say heaven, because heaven's just within matter.
Yeah, you just...
So you have to say, I want satisfaction that never ends.
Okay.
Does that exist within matter? No. Why? Because everything here is temporary. The body, the object, everything here is temporary. So the question is, are we? And the Vedic answer is no. We are immortal. We cannot die. We are called an Atma. Now, atomic means you can't cut it. Atome, it's Latin. And what does Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita about the Atma? Can't cut it, can't burn it, can't break it, can't destroy it. So we are an indestructible being visiting a realm where everything is temporary. That's the Vedic message.
But where the concept of moksha lies in this?
When you say, I'm done here, I no longer want anything from prakriti, from matter. And then if you slow your action down, so you just take enough to eat, you're vegetarian, you don't even hurt an animal for dinner. You just make a very simple life. Then you don't get caught in the reactions to living here, which is otherwise known as karma. Karma means the reaction to something you did that forces you to accept it.
All right.
So now, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and modern science do not believe in permanent karma.
Okay.
They all believe in cause and effect, but only for one lifetime, only temporarily. The only culture that uses this to show us the big picture, and that's why they're called Mahatmas, Maha-Atma, is when you see the big picture. Many lifetimes, and that you can't die, and that you will stay here until you're done here, and then you can leave and go somewhere else. Where can I go? That's the next question.
Yes. So my next question would be definitely like this, that is karma and rebirth. I mean, what I am going to be in my next birth, is it related with my karma? Or what am I doing in my present life?
And this is a question when you ask me, because I'm a Jyotishi. For those that don't know the term, I'm a Vedic astrologer.
You are a Jyotish.
Vedic astrology means I keep track of the cause and effect from a person's previous lives, which I see as, imagine this, imagine you've been ordering things from the post office, and all of these packages start landing on your porch, but you forget ordering them. But if I have the receipt of when you ordered it, I can show you. And then you'll see that you did order it. So this is called what? Karma. It's called goes around, comes around. If I push it into motion, it'll come back to me eventually. The timing of that is timed by the celestial bodies that we're surrounded by. And this is the great secret that the Vedic culture of Bharat brought to the world. Not only can we not die, and we have many, 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 many lifetimes, but once we become human, every time we have a human life, we generate cause and effect that will come to us in our next human life, unless it makes us be an animal for our next life. If you love your dog too much, you might just look like your dog in your next life.
Okay.
But if you treat your dog nicely, maybe not. Maybe you'll just be a human and come back and have another dog until you're done having dogs. So what if we're here to experience?
Let us talk about Bhagavad Gita comes alive. And I just want to ask, what about women in the decolonized Bhagavad Gita comes alive?
Well, first of all, the feminine is the basis of the culture of Bharat. Surya Savitri, not just Surya. And so of all the cultures on our planet, the culture that is the most appreciative of the feminine is the Vedic culture of Bharat. So, what about it? Well, both the male and the female forms of existence are called Shakti and Shaktiman. One is the personification of a particular energy. The other one is trying to do something with that energy, and together they make babies. Two men can't make a baby. Two ladies can't make a baby.
Shri Krishna.
So Shri Krishna makes the baby.
Oh my God.
Sri Krishna. That is to say, there's someone behind this. So as it turns out, we all know there's Brahma. If you look at most of the Bhagavad Gitas out in the marketplace that are translated, they use the word Lord as if it were Sanskrit. But it's not. Not only did India go out in the world and colonize the world, but it was the country that went to Bharat at gunpoint and stole as much as it could of the wealth of Bharat. And only recently did Bharat get free from that. And so the English language corrupted the translation of Sanskrit. So let's use a good example. What does the word Bhagavan mean? I already said it earlier. There are 6 Bhagas.
But these, yeah. Jeffrey G, what does that mean of Shri Krishna? We always put Shri before Krishna. And even when we say Sita Ram, we always put Sita, Mata Sita's name before Bhagwan Ram. What does that mean?
That's an excellent question, because it actually means that if you're paying attention, the female is a much more complicated and beautiful being by her very nature. But the two are a team. They're part of something that works together, and everything works when they work together. So actually, it means that in the Vedic culture, the feminine is honored right alongside the masculine, but the energy is mentioned first. This is linguistics in Sanskrit. So Shakti, Shaktiman. But they're both inseparable. One is the wielder of the energy, the other is the energy. Sun and sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. There's no talking about the sun without also talking about sunshine. So you could say that's her. And so the first thing you meet when you greet the sun is Mrs. Sunshine. That is to say, the feminine aspect, which is the energetic that reaches out and touches everyone. But there's no such thing as sunshine without a sun, or a sun without sunshine.
What I think we can talk about, what is the most talked about concept in the Bhagavad Gita?
The fact is, I was going to already to tell you that the Bhagavad Gita has a companion known as the Bhagavad Purana, or the Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Puranas are part of the Veda. And the Bhagavad Gita, of course, is a part of the Veda. So are the Vedanta Sutras a part of the Veda, which I alluded to a little bit earlier. So all of these emphasize a masculine and feminine divine, each to different degrees according to the Shastra. But only the Vedic culture brings it into clear vision that there is a masculine and feminine divine at every level, which is why we see one couple running nature, and that's Shiva and Durga, another couple that's behind creation, and that's Brahma and Saraswati, another couple that's holding it all together, and that's Vishnu and Lakshmi, and then the ultimate couple, which is Krishna and Radha and the gopis. So in the Vedic culture, the feminine is not only honored like the masculine, but really, in a sense, even more, because she personifies seva and beautiful action and beauty and so many things. But only the Vedic culture really explains this in great detail and brings it into our life as something that's a permanent part. So one lifetime, we're wearing a female body and having that experience. Next lifetime, we might come back in a male body and have that experience. But both of those experiences are pieces of the ultimate reality that is the substance and source of everything. The whole world is based on this male-female distinction. which then becomes the devas and devis in their various jobs. And no thing that the sun does, Surya, can happen without Savitri, without the feminine divine of the sun. And so the only culture I know of on our planet that makes this so clear and so precise and so unforgettable is the Vedic culture.
All right. So we have also heard about, or we have also taught those episodes also when Draupadi got Chirharan by asuras, or we can say the demons around her.
So,
Then came asuras, yes. Then Krishna came as a as her the protector, and then there were other scripts also. When we talk about the Durga Saptashati, then there were also many asuras who were trying to kill Ma Durga. We can say Raktavij or Mahishasur. There were many asuras. What is these things? Can we decode these scripts as well? When we are reading these scripts and we are understanding that since those ages, these asuras were always trying to demolish the essence of feminism or feminine figure.
Because ultimately, first of all, the Vedic culture is demonstrating to us the original form of the ultimate beauty. But it's different when it gets down into matter in Prakriti. So just think, it is a big conversation. So part of it is that the source of both male and female is the realm of Brahman. It's not just white light. It's the original beings. And the original beings had the features of masculine and feminine. But it wasn't a gender there like it is here in a body. It was beings. And those beings both made what we now look around us and call the world. And so the world has Shakti and Shaktiman, a masculine department and a feminine department. And those are honored in the Vedic culture in a myriad of ways, in multiple different ways, which is why we learn from them the names of, the activities of, the elegance and beauties of masculine and feminine divine. And that's critical and critically missing in the rest of the cultures on our planet, really, honestly. A few indigenous cultures had ideas of that, and they might have even gotten those from Bharat, because there was a time when the people of India went all around the world in ships and sailing. But what we know for sure is that unless a culture explains both the masculine and feminine in beautiful and elegant terms, then they really haven't explained. And unless we know how to live that with each other, showing mutual respect and honoring the distinctions of masculine and feminine, rather than dishonoring them or disregarding them or anything negative. So this is the ultimate difference of the Vedic culture, is that it completely honors the masculine and feminine. And it even does say, and I don't think there's any refuting of this, that the ultimate beauty is in the feminine. That's why she is here. Even here, she shows that ultimate beauty. So there's a lot of very beautiful poetic metaphors that come out of this that are part of the Vedic culture and its poetry.
Okay.
The most romantic culture on our planet.
Yeah. My last question for you is, whenever we talk about Bhagavad Gita, many see the Bhagavad Gita as a manual for war. Because, I just want your viewpoint on this, that how do you interpret the battlefield in the context of today's lifestyle?
Yes, it's a very important question, actually, because war is a modern phenomenon, you might say. But conflict is the realm of matter, of Prakriti. Because we don't have control over whether someone here goes into darkness and behaves badly, That's called an asura. Or whether they enter into the illuminated part, the light, and represent the devas and Devi. But what we know for sure from the Vedic culture is that this is a choice. So some jiva atmas, some atmas can choose to go into darkness and be evils and eat other humans and be terrible and be the worst possible person. That asura is one of our choices being within matter. Or we can say, no, I'm not going to do that, and be a deva and devi, and together we can embody the realm of Brahman and all of its beauty and all of its wonders while we're here within Prakriti, and not get dragged down into the dangers and poisons of being in matter. And in many ways, this is the real the just of yoga, is we know we could be at our worst, but instead, through Krishna and Radha and the gopis and Vishnu and Lakshmi and Brahma and Saraswati and Shiva and Durga, we can't get it wrong. There's a masculine and feminine version of every reality. When they harmonize together, life becomes the most beautiful and wonderful. Each of them is a reflection of original divinity that exists outside of the realm of matter. And the only culture in the world that explains this with a library of texts in the most profound and accurate language on the planet is Bharat. That's the culture that has brought a true understanding of masculine and feminine to the whole world, and it's just starting to be recognized. So it's a wonderful thing to talk about with you today.
Same here, sir. It was really nice, and I'm really, grateful to have this sort of beautiful conversation with you. It was lovely having you on this platform. Thank you very much.
Yes. And my partner, Sandhya Devi, we do this together throughout the world. We're a team. And as such, although we're embodied in male and female bodies, and we live that, but we're also teaching this ultimate masculine and feminine teaching of the Vedas around the planet, because we've been offered that as an opportunity by our gurus, and we've accepted. And therefore, thank you for having us on the show and for what you're doing.